Hello, everyone, and welcome. All new episode 76 of the Illiana Stock Car Radio Podcast. Jeremy Banning and Chris Goodacre here with you. As always, Chris, it's been a hot minute, so...
neither of us have been particularly busy doing anything.
I know you haven't been taking photos at like 100 different racetracks and having
only,
thousands of them
only
to edit.
three right now, anyway.
Yeah, right?
And son of a... So the first point we wanted to start in this intro here is we're going to try to avoid any technical difficulties this time and not have Tony's audio double record and all the behind the scenes things that plague multimedia events like this, I guess. But
yeah, exactly.
No sooner did we start doing the intro than Tony replied and said, "Oh yeah, hey, I'm here." So.
Well, hey, like we said, we get started recording this intro. He'll pop in.
Right.
So yeah, momentarily we're gonna re-record with Tony Eldridge, promoter at the South Bend Motor Speedway and the Plymouth Speedway, like Chris alluded to, and we mentioned in I think our previous episode. We had recorded with him as part of the track preview series that we were doing, but had some technical hiccups, and we're using a little bit new technology this year to record some of our virtual interviews like this. So the producer didn't handle the audio well. That's me. And
ask how many times we practiced this before we went live with it.
Yeah, I know. And as soon as I get done recording this part, I'm going to go and we're going to watch it. I'm going to make sure that everything works out just fine. So yeah, we scrubbed all that, kind of moved on, and Tony's gracious enough to come back this week.
We didn't have to twist his arm or anything.
Not usually. So he's glutton for punishment, which we certainly appreciate here on the show. Yep. So yeah, we'll talk to him, bring him in here in just a few minutes, catch up, see what's going on to Plymouth Motor Speedway and the South Bend Motor Speedway. In the meantime, yeah, like I said, it's been a little bit since our last episode. Yeah. You guys have been shooting a lot of pictures.
Yeah, I've been taking pictures. I think I did the math last weekend, and between noon on Friday when I left work and midnight Sunday when I called it a weekend before I had to go into work again on Monday, I spent of that 60-hour stretch, I spent about 48 either behind my camera or behind the wheel of my truck or in front of my computer.
And that's a lot. Of course, when we've been working on race cars and racing cars and taking cars to car shows.
Yeah,
so yeah,
I'm gonna say you guys have done your entire summer shtick in the matter of what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Pretty close, but we've got a lot on the schedule coming up that we'll probably talk about later on in the show. But yeah, so far we're 1-1. We've raced each car once and done a handful of car shows and got more on tap. And really looking forward to the rest of it. We've been pretty decent on track so far, so hopefully we can keep that into the rest of the year.
Yeah. So yeah, while we got a minute here while Tony's Tonying, how was your first time back in the hot seat?
It was honestly, I don't think it could have gone any better from my standpoint. We rolled off the truck second quick. So I'm like scratching my head at that. I couldn't have comprehended it would have gone that well. Almost won the heat race, our first heat race that we were in. We finished second. The car just got too loose to really be able to hold on to it. But
yeah, that poorly timed caution there at the end too. I was emoting in the infield there.
Yeah, I was none too happy to see that. I felt like we would have been pretty good if that hadn't come out, but I did not have a short run car. Car was better on the longer runs. That's why in the feature I thought we did a little bit better. Finished I think 8th, which is about middle of the road, which is okay. It just shows that we got room for improvement.
First time in a car, that's a good place to be.
Yeah, I got room for improvement. I've kind of watched the video footage and stuff that Dimmitt posted and that we took, and I definitely have my notes of things I need to do better and how we've already gone to work on the car to make that a little bit better. And some things there, so we're looking forward to getting out again with it. I think that's the thing. Is I've been out of the car so long that I practiced or tested a little bit here or there. So you don't get the competition side of it when you do that.
Right.
You just get the driving part of it, which is fun. It's fun to do. But then as soon as you get back to that competition side,
car, we'll see how you're doing
yeah, you get back to that competition side and you kind of get hungry and that fire starts burning again. So I'm eager to get back in the car. Really looking forward to it. What we got scheduled the rest of the year. So fingers crossed everything else goes that well this year in the car.
Yeah.
But I was very pleased and definitely ready to go again.
Good. I hope I don't know what your schedule looks like. I'm going to assume I'm going to be there to take pictures of it. I know you guys have shied away from doing the two cars at the same time at Grundy, which I totally understand because good God, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and I think that's the biggest thing. So obviously, our late model stuff is primary. That's the bread and butter.
Hmm.
That's what we do. So that's primary of everything. So we don't want to take away from that. But at the same time, even running both cars, we occasionally have enough hands, but it's sometimes just
Yeah.
logistically, especially with where the mini cups pit and everything, sometimes it just doesn't work out. But we'll
Right,
see how that.
Jeremy, get out of this car and change the tire on the late model.
I know exactly, exactly. So looks like Tony is here. So let's
Yeah.
go ahead and bring him in
All
and
right.
get to the interview. Tony, welcome back to the show. As always, you're a frequent flyer with us, and we appreciate when you come on. Obviously, you got a lot of work going on promoting both South Bend Motor Speedway and the Plymouth Speedway. And if one time torturing you this year wasn't enough, yeah, we can actually
Do it
hopefully,
right this time.
yeah, hopefully we can actually post this one this time.
I tell you, I appreciate you guys so much, and it's great. I mean, a beautiful day here. We are live right here behind the Doug Fox Memorial Flag Stand at the Plymouth Motor Speedway. So on location for me down here. Like you said, it's a lot of work to promote two tracks. I spend about every other day at one or the other. So we're live down here. A beautiful Wednesday night. Some private test sessions going on, getting ready for this weekend's festivities.
Yeah, it's a lot been going on. Like you mentioned with the two tracks, you guys just wrapped. Since you're at the Plymouth Speedway, we'll start there. You guys just wrapped the first Grand Slam event of the season, so looked like you had great turnout. Tell us a little bit about how that went.
So it was pretty amazing. The first Grand Slam race is always really awesome. My friend Randy Maggio has two tracks over in Ohio. And he was talking about, man, it's summertime when you start seeing the Grand Slam posting. So we had our first, which featured the Texworks Trailer Sales Outlaw Late Models, the R&B Car Company Street Stocks, and the Howard and Son Towing Hornets. And 98 cars were here, which three classes in today's day and age to get that many cars is amazing. And out of those 98, 30 Outlaw Late Models, 29 qualified, and then Rich Segvich out of Lafayette, Indiana, hit the wall in practice on Friday night. So tough break for him, but 30 Outlaws, which is darn near unheard of in the area. A lot of big shows have been taking place, and no one is getting that kind of number. So it was an awesome field of cars, really fast racetrack, 37 street stocks, which again is phenomenal. And those guys put on a whale of a show. We were a little nervous. I mean, Chris was here. I'll tell you, boy, we were just about through our fourth or fifth car of Outlaw Late Model qualifying, and the sky opened up, and they were some huge raindrops. I made it to my
Yeah.
office, and then it turned into hail, and
Hmm.
everybody's looking at me like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, we're going to wait it out. We're going to race today. Kevin agrees. We're going to do this. And I got real nervous because before the rain, the crowd was not good. I mean, when you run these Grand Slam races, it's really great, but the purse is $40,000. You got to have a crowd here to cover that. So I was nervous. I mean, I was almost sick to my stomach. And then I came back out after helping drive the track, and I looked up at the crowd, and there were over 2,000 fans here, which is phenomenal for the weather. And it was great. The racing in itself was just amazing. Every single one of our race winners took home this really awesome Crown Trophy. Crown Trophy of Mishawaka presented great trophies. They were like the home plate and then a catcher's mitt going with our Grand Slam theme. And so that was really awesome. And we started out with the Hornets, who put on a heck of a show. 30 laps. I think they went one caution out all 30 laps, and a last lap pass for the win with DJ LaPlace taking it over Kyle Royster from your area. So Kyle ran a race of a lifetime in his White Claw number 51. It was a great race, definitely exciting. A lot of fun. And then Street Stocks came out, and boy, oh boy, they had some high side hustling. A lot of passing in that race, a lot of
Hmm.
action with Austin Maynard picking up that win. And when it was time for the late models, man, oh man, was that a race. I tell you what, it didn't matter what spot they were in. They were constantly trading the lead back and forth, passing. The Dr. J.R. Rourke shot to the front, and everybody kind of thought it was bought and paid for. He was going to run away with it. Then on a restart, Phil Bozell got him. On another restart, the Doctor got him back, and it ended up with fabulous Phil Bozell and his Tony LeClaire Racing's number 8 picking up that win. It was awesome. The great racing. I mean, even our two B features were just phenomenal. Travis Slaybaugh picked up that B feature for the street stocks, and he is one of the heaviest hitters around. Very disappointed that he was in the B. but he got out and he's like, hey, we're learning for this home run you got coming up, that $10,000 to win show. So we're going to take it. So the racing here this weekend was just, man, it was unbelievable. I can't thank my crew enough. We washed off all the Coke syrup that we put down to make this thing fast. And so the guys went to work. They had to drive all the way to South Bend to get another box of syrup, came back, got it down on the track, and it came right back to life. So lots of side-by-side racing, lots of passing, and the crowd was treated to a heck of a night.
That's awesome. That definitely sounds like what you want. Good side-by-side racing. The track there seems to lend itself well for that. And the best news of all, you got 3 more races in the series coming up yet this year.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we started out with 30 Outlaw late models, which was just amazing. And I think it'll only get better. A lot of heavy hitters struggled. I mean, Tyler Roig did not have the night he wanted. He pulled off early. 12-time Kalamazoo Speedway track champion Andy Bozell pulled off early. So these guys are all geeked up and ready to go. And we're back here at the end of the month for another Grand Slam event. And I mean, I have 2 Outlaw late models in the pits right now testing because they were not happy with their performance Saturday and privately rented the track to come out here today. So definitely going to be exciting. And those next 3 Grand Slam races, leading up to the biggest payday around our area, probably in the tri-state region, that last Grand Slam race there in September, $23,000 to win if you've been here for the others. So kind of neat. I mean, the progressive pay was started to reward those drivers who came to every show, and that's exactly what they're doing. They know they've got to come to the first all the way through, and they're going to make more money every spot on the track. So I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger every year, and as the year goes on, man, I think we're going to see even better racing.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing what's going on. Looks like those shows are, and correct me if I'm wrong, so June 24th, like you said, at the end of the month, July 29th, and then you said the finale on September 2nd. So definitely some ones to highlight on the calendar for sure.
Yeah, I mean, those are 4 huge races you don't want to miss. And the other race that, man, if you're watching Justin Leroy's post, you have got to be geeked up for the first annual home run for the street stocks. We are paying $10,000 to win for street stocks. That is huge. When we announced this race, we've got drivers from 7 or 8 states that are like, oh my gosh, are you serious? The payout through the field is phenomenal. And so right now, Justin, a super fan that covers street stock racing, has started a pre-entry list. And last I looked, he's at darn near 60 drivers from 7 states already committing. And I'm excited for this Friday. We've got a bunch of drivers from Ohio and Kentucky that have texted me that they're coming Saturday to start getting ready for that race. So we're going to see these new street stocks pop up here that everybody wants to be the best they can be. 10 grand for a street stock, unheard of. And it's going to happen at Plymouth Motor Speedway July 1st for the home run. Man, I'm excited. I think we'll see 75 or more street stocks here, and it's going to be a heck of a show.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing that one and seeing how that shakes out. Some other things on tap. Obviously, got the modifieds coming up this week, I see.
Yeah, this week's a big action-packed 6-pack show. We've got the open wheel modifies, and I tell you what, they have put on a show. You've got some local heavy hitters in that of Corey Pressler, Ronnie Maynard Jr. that have stepped up into the modifieds, and then guys like Steve Minix Jr., Johnny Gatton, Jonathan Martin. A lot of these guys are coming. Tony Van Allen, they love the Plymouth Speedway, and they've been begging for more modified races, and each time they come out here, man, you talk about passing. You think the late models passed a lot on Saturday or the street stocks pass a lot? When these open wheel modifieds come out here, they are door to door, bumping wheels, keeping it clean and green, and they really put on a show. So they're joined with the Sportsman will be back, the street stocks, the Crown Vics, the front wheel drives, the Hornets, and the mini stocks make their appearance here as well. So the 6-pack show Friday night is going to be exciting. We go green at 7:30. Definitely going to be an exciting Friday night under the lights at Plymouth.
Yeah, some other things coming up. I mean, let's talk about it. You were showing us there right before we hit the record button that new pavement you guys got there in the infield.
Yeah, so I know Chris and all of our photographers are geeked up. We've been trying for about 2 years to get the infield paved here, and I'll try and show you over my shoulder, to get this infield paved down there at the Plymouth Motor Speedway. Finally, the weather was good enough for us to do it. And I mean, you can see it is massively huge. When you stand down there, you're like, holy smokes. So that's really exciting. What that does for us is it helps we pit in the infield for all the big shows. So now the drivers are able to pull in and out of there a lot easier. The crews have plenty of room to work, and we're just not clogged up down there. And it's also going to be used for our mini wedge track. Like, we're getting ready to move every other mini wedge show down here, and it'll be a bigger track for the kiddos. Very flat. South Bend is a great facility for mini wedges, but it's kind of uphill, downhill, and 1 and 2 downhill 3 and 4, uphill. Here it's going to be very flat, very exciting. I know the mini wedge kids are exciting, and they're going to get brand new blacktop to do it on. So that's going to be awesome. And then for our concerts, no more of the gravel down there. So you're not going to be putting your lawn chairs in the gravel, walking in that regrind. You're going to be sitting down. If you've got those track or pit tickets, you're going to be sitting on a really nice surface. So excited. I know Kevin is super excited to finally have that done. It's been a long time coming. And Saturday it was really hot, so we did not get to utilize it like I'd hoped. And now it is finally cured enough. We've driven on it. We're good to go. So super excited to have that done and ready to utilize it.
Yeah, you talk about the mini wedges. Obviously, a great class you guys have running there, helping with the youth and bringing them along. And they're not exempt from big events, too, coming up this year.
Yeah, so their first of 2 big events is actually the day after the Gambler. I think we got a car coming out, guys. But the first of 2 huge events is after the Gambler. It'll be the Doug Fox Memorial. They're going to be chasing some really big trophies down at the South Bend Motor Speedway. Very excited about that. Doug was a huge supporter, and the reason why, honestly, the mini wedges got started, he and Brian Banna came up with the idea to move those to South Bend, and so very excited about that. And then at the end of the year here, we're going to do a very special show for our Big Kenny Esmont. Kenny supported the mini wedges like no other, gift certificates and other things. So the mini wedge kiddos, although they can't race for money, they're going to have 2 huge nights where they're going to race for a lot of prizes, which is pretty excited for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another thing that's kind of blown up around the area is the Factory Ford. You got the Factory Ford Nationals coming through there. Talk about that division and that that whole event coming up for you guys there.
Yeah, so the Crown Vics, the Factory Fords have been a very exciting class. We're excited to have the Factory Ford Nationals, $2,000 to win. It's going to get loud for a minute, guys. You want me to take a second, let him finish, or?
Let's just keep going and see if we can't fight around.
Yeah, we got an editor for that.
Perfect. So yeah, $2,000 to win for the Factory Fords. We will have cars from all over here to race that. I mean, guys from Kentucky, Ohio that are really excited about it. So we're super geeked up to have that as well coming up here in just a few weeks.
I mean, there's no better music to the ears than the sound of race car engines. I don't really think, personally. But speaking of music, also have a lot of see what I did there? A lot of music and concert events coming through the Plymouth Speedway this year as well.
I got to give a huge shout out. You hear the Sportsman in the background. That is Brian Kaiser, Sportsman, driven by Donnie Mangan. I think they're dead now. They've been working very hard on this car to get it ready for Friday night. And so he is testing it a little bit here. But Brian has been a huge supporter of short track racing. And so we're excited to have his car out here.
Yeah, just music to the ears is race car engines. But yeah, like I said about music, you guys had a lot of concerts coming through this year, some big names coming through, and really looking forward to a lot of those coming through.
Yeah, the Sportsmen are going to have some big shows as well. We're working on a big show here for the Sportsmen, looking at possible July 22nd. So we'll be announcing another big show. So what we try and do is we try and take care of every class, from the Hornets all the way up. Every class is important to us, and we try and pay that respect back. If you've been at any of my drivers' meetings, several times this year, we've had sponsors step up with extra money. We could easily put that money in our pocket, but we choose to give it back to our drivers and make sure our drivers know how appreciated they are. So we couldn't do it without them, and so we just like them to know that at both of our facilities.
Yeah, which is awesome. Let's talk about the other facility for just a little bit here at South Bend Motor Speedway. A little tough start to the season out there with inclement weather and some other things going on.
Yeah, South Bend has struggled just to get kicked off. Once we get rolling, we're going to be great. But, boy, we had a rain delay, a rain out. Even our mini wedges, I think the last week was the first time it hadn't rained. We were kind of like, what do we do? If we don't have a rain delay, we don't have to drive the track. And then we had an issue with our wall. So, again, Kevin is one of the best in the business. The guy, I mean, I do as much as I can, and he goes 30 times above and beyond me. He has already got a plan and going feverishly to work. Unfortunately, we just did not have enough time after the Grand Slam to focus on South Bend to get it ready. So we had to cancel our June 10th event and reschedule, I think as Chris said, our autograph night. but they'll have that fixed and ready for the Gambler. And that is our next race coming up. It is the Nana Karen Britter Doug Fox Memorial. And it's probably going to be one of the toughest shows of the year for our staff. Both Doug and Nana were huge, integral parts of our Speedway, and we lost them both on the same day. And so it's been tough to move past that. So this is our way of honoring their memories and taking care of their family. So our Outlaw late models are going to go 100 laps. The segment will be 50-50. If you know Nana, she was a 50-50 lady forever. And so we thought how fitting to have Nana's 50-50. So the first segment will be 50 laps. The second segment will be 50 laps. Of course, in fine gambler fashion, we'll stop everybody on the track for a 10-minute break, and we'll play Let's Make a Deal with our top three, see if I can convince anybody to go to the back. But 10,000 to win. It's been a long time coming for the Southwind Motor Speedway to do a really big late model race. And so we thought there's nobody better to honor than Nana by doing this. And then our street stocks are going to chase $4,044, an 88 lap event. So the break will be at lap 44, and that'll be in memory of Doug Fox. And again, $4,000 to win down there. That's a lot of money for these street stocks. I know we've got guys from all over coming, and it's just going to be a great big night to honor two amazing people who did so much for the track. And then you toss in the MCR Dwarf cars. That's going to be phenomenal. Those guys put on a whale of a show. Troy Hoffman, Matt Kemp, Cy Bowen. You got a lot of big names excited to get back to Southwind Motor Speedway and the MCR Dwarf cars. So that is coming up next weekend. We have Hot Laps Friday night, the Gambler Saturday, and then the Gambler for the Mini Wedge kids that Sunday. So it'll be a busy weekend, but definitely a huge show coming there. And then July 1st, we have the home run here at Plymouth, and then the Independence Day show down there. And if you've ever seen Kevin's fireworks shows, it is literally a sold-out crowd. Last year, we had to close the gates. The fire marshal's like, nay, nobody else can come in. You're way over. The place is amazing. It's electric. We put on a heck of a night of destruction. We have monster trucks coming, and then they do the nightcap with the fireworks, which is comparable with Disney World, in all honesty. Like, these folks go above and beyond with their fireworks show. So that is going to be awesome. And then we have a ton of great shows down at Plymouth to end out the year. We're going to do our showdown down there again. It's going to be a one-day event, but that'll be with the sideboards and the roofs off. And so a lot of great things going on down at South Bend as well this year.
Yeah, I got some touring series running through there as well. Looks like the Illini Midgets, the Max Champ carts, definitely keeping that variety going.
Yeah, and that's what the fans love. The midgets, I mean, Jay Tender and his group are probably some of the best people to work with. So we love having the Illini Midgets down there. The Max Champs carts with David and Scott put on a great show when they come. So we're always excited to have them in. And then the MCR Dwarf cars are back a couple of more times. They really love South Bend. It just fits for them, and it's close right in the middle. So definitely going to be an exciting year down at South Bend and lots to do.
Yeah, and then I think one thing on here I have on the notes, the little Gambler coming up as well.
Yeah, we have the Little Gambler, which will be the Jared Bacino Memorial for the second year. Jared was a friend to everybody and kind of traveled around to all the short tracks. So we're pleased to honor him for the second year. And the Little Gambler, like I said, we focus on every single class. So the Little Gambler is all about the little cars. 500 to win for the Hornets, 500 to win for the front-wheel drives, 500 to win for the mini stocks, which those guys, that's a good chunk of change to chase. And so it's just a great day to honor Jared, and his family will be out again this year. I know they're super appreciative. Last year, we did have the street stocks on the card. They have the night off as they get ready for July 1st here at Plymouth. But my buddy Curtis Town last year led every single lap in his pickup truck down there. I know he's excited to get in a front-wheel drive and come and try and win another one for his best friend. So definitely going to be an exciting night. And we couldn't do that without L&M We Buy Junk Cars. They've been a proud supporter of that Little Gambler since it started. So awesome to do that again this year.
Yeah, so then go back to the Plymouth Speedway a little bit. Aside from the racing, you guys got the concert venue there going on. A lot of cool shows coming up this summer.
Yeah, Kevin is absolutely pumped up about concerts. It's been a dream of his to have a venue, and here it is, absolutely perfect venue for concerts. Anywhere you sit, you've got a great view of the stage. You're not too far from the action, and so we kicked that off this weekend. On Saturday, we have our Latino Festival. That's going to be pretty awesome. They have the best food. That's why I usually come. I mean, they have awesome food vendors.
Yeah, they can cook, that's for sure.
Oh, my gosh. Street corn, like, oh, boy. And then we go into July 15th as our first show here, and it is the Sorry, I'm being distracted by Brandy. It is the I Love the 90s tour featuring Vanilla Ice, Tone Loc, All for One. That is going to be an amazing show. Happy to have Vanilla Ice here. And then from there, our whole summer is filled with a lot of great concerts. We have something for everybody. Tesla and Megadeth. We have Queensryche with Lita Ford. We have Clay Walker with Brotherly Love from Montgomery Gentry and his brother coming down here. So we've got all kind of great shows, and then I'm really geeked up. We're bringing some big name Christian concerts back to the area. Pulse Fest used to do a really big festival. They haven't had anything for a while, and so we are super excited to welcome Matthew West, Danny Goki for one big show, and then we have Chris Tomlin, and I am geeked up about Crowder coming. Crowder, one of my favorite bands, and they have a host of others with them. So we are just really have a variety. No matter what kind of music you like, we have something for everyone. And so still have two big shows to announce. We also have our post-race concert July 14th, which is Here Come the Mummies. If you've not looked them up on YouTube, you need to, because it's something you're not going to want to miss. No one knows who the group is. They dress up like mummies. They're all professionals who are all part of other bands, but no one knows. And they will come out and play all kind of instruments and put on a heck of a show. We have another post-race concert we're close to announcing that's going to be huge. And then one more big, really big announcement to make to end out our summer concert series. So definitely something for every taste of music, no matter what you like. You can find all that at PlymouthMotorspeedway.com. You can buy tickets online there as well. Great seats from pit to track to the grass, deck, or general admission up in the bleachers. But it's going to be exciting. Last year, they started doing better and better towards the end of the year. And this year, I mean, we are reaching near sold out for Tesla and Megadeth. And for us, kind of little bragging rights, it was really awesome to finally have Vivid Seats buy our tickets. So Vivid Seats came out and they bought a bunch of tickets to resell because they knew it was going to sell out. So that was kind of like, wow, we finally made it. We're a big concert venue now. So.
Yeah, I mean, even some of the artists you guys are having through, or putting posts on their socials, be like, "Hey, Plymouth Motor Speedway, coming to see you." So even that's kind of neat to see.
And that's awesome. We've got a lot of videos that these guys have made and sent us, like how geeked up they are to come to a racetrack. I mean, last year we had Sammy Kershaw here for a post-race concert, and he drove through the pit area. He was checking out race cars. He was out and about the entire time he was here, which was really awesome to see. They didn't just come hide out in a trailer. They were all over. So definitely exciting. And a lot of these bands that are coming, they're very personal. Like they want us to be successful so we can get bigger groups. So it's really awesome to have that here at Plymouth Motor Speedway.
Yep. So won't take up too much of your time. I know you got some stuff going on there at the track, and then I'm sure you want to get home. So for everybody,
He is home. What are you talking about?
I know, right? Yeah. Who am I kidding? He got a cot there in the back, But so you mentioned the website there. Anybody that wants schedule or information about either racetrack, how can they find all that information if they don't know already?
Sure. So on our Facebook page, Plymouth Motor Speedway or South Bend Motor Speedway, our schedule and our concert series are pinned right to the top. South Bend's website is racesouthbendmotorspeedway.com, and Plymouth is plymouthmotorspeedway.com. You've got up-to-date schedules, up-to-date information, points, rules, payouts, anything you're looking for. It's all right there. And while I got him, and I got to thank two tracks, one team has kind of been our motto. We run the exact same team at both racetracks. Some nights we're Friday, Saturday, and we're back Sunday for the mini wedges. I mean, we're spending, I think last weekend I spent 35 hours at the racetrack Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I could not do it without each and every one of my staff. I mean, I cannot thank Lisa Hartz, my race director, Ryan Powell, my tech guy, enough. They literally go above and beyond. Brandy Sauer runs our gates and our concession. Patty Youngman, our head EMT. Brandon Barbcanet, our head of track safety. We have a team that has been together for 7 years, our 7th season, and we have fun. I had a couple of promoters and owners here a few weeks ago, and we were done. They're like, dude, you laugh all night long. And I had to tell them, I'm a social worker. I have a real job. This is not my real job. If I'm not having fun, I don't want to do it. And Chris will tell you, he's been at plenty of our shows. We crack jokes and have inside jokes, and we talk on the receiver and tell jokes to the drivers, and they love it. It makes it personal. It makes it home. It's not like you just come here. We're not appreciative. And so it really makes it special. And without the team, two tracks, one team, we couldn't do it, and I couldn't be successful. I mean, I'm only as strong as my team, and my team is amazing. I cannot give them enough credit for everything they do. Our mini wedge crew, that's all ran by my Hornet drivers. Melissa Keys got voluntold that she was going to do this, and she put together a team to help run the mini wedges. Our announcer, Buju, he is a Hornet driver. It's literally the Hornet A feature out there on Sundays after they get done racing all weekend long to put these shows on. And without them, I couldn't do it. Like, there's no way Brandy, Kevin, and myself could be anywhere near successful without the people around us.
Yeah, like you said, you guys do have a great team out there. And, you guys put on great shows, great events, always forward thinking of the next big thing, and trying to make everybody feel welcome, feel at home. I know Chris and I, we felt welcome and at home when we go out there. So it's definitely much appreciated from our side, just as you coming on here and subjecting yourself to this misery, a couple times a year. So we definitely appreciate it.
And honestly, we couldn't do it without people like you, the people that promote, the people that help us get the word out about our shows. And I don't, Chris will tell you, I'm horrible at this and I'm sorry. I don't hardly ever thank our photographers, but I have never been to a racetrack that has more photographers than either one of our facilities. And it's great. These guys come out here, they're doing it for free. They're trying to sell their pictures to make money. And that's all free promotion. So like, to each and every one of the photographers, especially Chris Goodacre, who literally goes above and beyond, on-track designs, they do so much to promote the racetracks. It's unreal. And they don't have radios on race night, so they never get to hear my thank you, but I really appreciate all of them. James Dimmitt from Dimmitt Race Videos, the guy just does so much for us, sponsoring money to coming out here to video and all that. So I can't thank those folks enough either.
Yeah, everybody does a great job, and definitely looking forward to seeing what you guys have going on the rest of the year, getting out there, just taking in the racing action, man. So thank you for coming on the second time. Hopefully this will be a little bit more successful, and we'll definitely, I'm sure, try to catch up with you down the road this season.
Absolutely, guys. And as always, I appreciate it. I thank you for making time for not only me, but all the local racetracks. All you guys do to promote the sport. It doesn't go unnoticed, and is very much appreciated.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks for coming on, and we'll definitely catch you trackside.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks. Well, that interview, Chris, I think went a lot better than the first one.
Yeah,
at least from a technical standpoint, anyways.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny. You tried like 3 times to talk about concerts, and that's just what racing is. How many times have we been sitting in the stands yelling at each other, "What? That car looks fast." About 5:30.
I know. Yeah, it was great, and we eventually got there, But I mean, to have live race cars on in the middle of the episode, who could beat that?
We're gonna have to do that more often. I know, you know that, right?
Post editing, I can maybe throw it in there, but I mean that was just raw and natural, so it's hard to really compete with that. But takeaways from the interview: that if you can't find something that you want to do or watch or that interests you at one of the sour tracks this season,
you're not trying hard.
You're not trying hard enough, and I don't think we got anything for you in the sport. Honestly, really, I mean,
or music apparently.
Yeah, I mean they have so many events from on track to concerts coming through, big money events also. I mean,
that's like dirt track money right there.
It is. It really is. I mean that kind of money, especially for asphalt street stocks like he was talking about. It's just unheard of. So I really hope it's successful. Really interested in seeing it.
Yeah. No. Just circling back a bit. $23,000 for the last Grand Slam race.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's nuts. I can remember, Illiana, the Bettenhausen biggest race of the year, paid $3,000.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even just a normal night, when I would run either street stocks or legends, I mean, you'd be lucky to make $20 or $30.
Yeah.
So to see what they're doing for payout, not only for payouts, but just, I mean, all the improvements they're working on at the track. They're really trying to get something for everybody and draw every car out.
Now that asphalt in the infield is cured, man, that's going to be nice.
Yeah,
it was a little rough on Saturday with I think the air temp was somewhere in the high 80s, low 90s, so the asphalt was probably
Lava.
like, yeah, I'd say about 3,000 or so.
Yeah. It's going to be rough there for a while when you have that fresh pavement here during the summer. But it's nice though. It'd be a nice track for the mini wedges. Nice, good,
Hmm.
flat, fresh pavement. A lot of stuff coming. Even big events, even for them,
Yeah.
too, as well coming up. So some really cool things to see there for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I know my schedule's kind of all over the place this year, but I'm just happy to be at pretty much any of the racetracks we go to at this point.
Yeah, and you talk about schedules. We kind of talked about.
That was my turn for a segue.
It is. Look at you go. Kind of talked before Tony came on about schedules coming up this year. I know on the S4 Motorsports side of things, which you can find us at S4 Motorsports on Facebook and Instagram as well, and kind of keep tabs of what we're doing. We got a Touch a Truck show downtown Valparaiso this Sunday, 6 to 11. I think that's
This
from.
Sunday 6 o'clock. Okay,
Yeah, I think.
that's I'm gonna have to pencil it in. I don't think I have anything going on
Yep, I
Sunday
think
yet.
that's just right in the middle of the day, 11 to 1. So come out, get you some lunch, downtown Valpo. Come see us. It's cool. They bring police cars and fire trucks and tractors and garbage trucks. Just anything that can kind of overstimulate the children. Their visual overload with big equipment and cars and trucks and everything else. So that'll be really fun. I know we plan on, as far as I know on the schedule right now, June 30th we'll be back racing at the late model at Grundy County Speedway. And then I think right now penciled in, we've got the Super Cup event July 2nd, that Sunday at the M40 Speedway is our next event there. So kind of the month ahead there for the S4 Motorsports crew. Everything's kind of fluid, but that's what we've got penciled in the calendar right now. I know the Good Acre Photography side of things as well, and you guys,
Yeah.
what
Fridays and
don't you have going on, right?
well, we got Grundy Friday, got Shady Hill Saturday. Where I was on the schedule to hit up Autograph Night's original rescheduling at South Bend this Saturday, but having the wall not in raceable conditions kind of put that by the wayside. So I might get a night off to get caught up on some of this
Liar,
nonsense.
liar.
Okay, I might get a night to sit in front of my computer and continue to get caught up on some of this nonsense.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean that's and then that's lather, rinse, repeat for you guys. Pretty much
Right, yeah.
week in,
After
week
that,
out.
we're into. See, I got a 3-day weekend the next weekend. I got a 3-day weekend the week after that, and then we roll right into the Grundy County Fair.
Yeah, which is it's crazy to think you're almost at that time. So I mean, let's kind of look at some of the upcoming events we got. The Dirt Olympics at Shady Hill Speedway on the 10th of June.
Yeah, that's always a trip.
Always, yeah. When the Eldridge were here, they were talking about it. So that'd be one if you're in the dirt fans out there and you kind of want to see something interesting, see some crew members and drivers. I wouldn't want to say make fools of themselves, but
They're entertaining.
entertain the masses. That'll be a good one to check out. Illinois State Championships at the Grundy County Speedway on the 16th. I think those are dual feature nights. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That would be
there.
dual feature night, yes.
Tony talked.
Usually the trophies for that are about 4 feet tall.
Yay high. Usually about as tall as some of the Super Cup drivers we race against.
Yeah, that doesn't fit in the little box of trophies I bring out to Victory Lane. That's got to go in the back of the truck.
Yeah, as Tony mentioned, some big things coming up. You have the Gambler on the 17th of June, the Grand Slam Event 2 on the 24th. So a couple big events going there. The Plymouth Speedway, the Little Gambler in South Bend on the 30th. Kids Night at the Grundy County Speedway on the 23rd. And then to open Fair Week, like you mentioned a bit ago, Firecracker 50 at the Grundy County Speedway. So a lot coming up here in the month of June.
Mm-hmm.
And then also talking about a month. So with the season kicked off and progressing and the Good Acre Photography at 400 tracks a week, and then everything we've got going on.
Yeah, it sure feels like it.
As for motorsports with the racing and the car shows and everything else, during this thick of the season here, I think we're going to try to do maybe one show a month. Just so that way we can kind of keep our sanity, what is left of it, and what little we have to begin with.
We didn't start with any to begin with.
We had very little, so this will be the show for June. Even though it's early, maybe you never know. End of the month, maybe something comes up and we have another show. Otherwise, we will catch you guys in July.
Yeah, I'd love to say this is the only show we planned for June, but that started about 16 hours ago.
Yeah, it did. So this show came together fast, which I mean, Tony's one of those guys we can usually plug and play and talk to him. We want to talk to him anyways, obviously, and make up for the technical difficulties we had before. So everybody out there, though, if you haven't done it yet, make sure please follow us on the socials, Facebook and Instagram at Illiana SCR. I'm sorry, we don't post much on Instagram. I eventually
put somebody in charge of that.
eventually maybe.
Where's our producer at? Isn't he supposed to do that
I
stuff?
know. I should get him a login and let him do the Instagram stuff. But definitely on Facebook, get all the information of when episodes are coming out and where to find them. Like I say, again, at Illiana SCR. If you are watching this, odds are you are doing it on YouTube because that is the only place that video-wise it is posted. So make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. You get notified when we drop new videos. I did do kind of a vlog behind the scenes kind of thing of our first mini cup event.
Okay, good.
If you like that,
did I watch that? I don't even remember.
I don't know. I watched it, but I edited it, so
Okay, well,
make sure to check that out as well. If you like that kind of stuff, that kind of behind the scenes or at the track kind of stuff, make sure to comment, like it. Just kind of gives me a direction of what we might want to see here on the channel.
Give me some support when I yell at him to do that.
Yeah,
kind of
help
stuff.
me help everyone out there. So make sure to do that. If you prefer to catch us on the go and you want to just listen to the audio, you can find us Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I think we're on some other audio platforms as well. Just if you just Google it, just like everything else. You use Google all day, every day anyway, so just Google us if you would like to. Again, want to thank everybody out there for listening or watching the show. Good Acre Photography and S4 Motorsports for all the support to make this show happen. Working on, as always, setting up our episode for July. We've got some things we've been kicking around, so really look forward to what we can put together for everybody out there. Again, hope you enjoyed the show. Thank Tony Eldridge for coming on the Plymouth Motor Speedway and the South Bend Motor Speedway, and to steal his catchphrase. It's just so good. Make sure to get your backside, trackside, support local racing here in the area, Illiana, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan areas. And until next,
if you're watching us from Wisconsin too, go to track in Wisconsin.
Yeah, you know what? Wherever you're watching us from, there's a local racetrack out there that could use your support. So make sure, again, get your backside, trackside. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and until next time, keep going fast and turn.